welcome everyone to the boarding valedictory dinner of 2024 and the kind of springboard into the last week of term 3 and what a lot on there is this week, so really happy that you can join us. We might just say you guys can actually feel free to have a seat now rather than standing on ceremony. Feel free to have a nibble, grab a drink if you haven't grabbed one already. And we'll just we'll get things going with we'll just look with a few welcomes. Look, firstly, to our boys, to our boarders, to everyone in the room so far. We also welcome Harry. I've just seen Harry there. Welcome Harry Keats, a future boarder, starting with us next term. So warm welcome to Harry as well. To our awesome resident staff team, to the Baines and Gill families, got a few old boys with us who we can't seem to get rid of, but it's nice to have them here as well. And we've got sisters Olivia and Marina from the health centre too, which is lovely. I'd like to welcome Mrs. Marquette, our head of school. Mr. Meakin is a very late scratching. He's a bit under the weather. But I'd also like to welcome Mr. Faraway and Mr. Grice as our special guests for this evening. And then this group in front of us, who are the VIPs, every year, the Year 12 graduates extend an invitation to a member of staff, and well, it's the essence of good teaching and mentoring and coaching, the connections that are made and the rapport that is forged, and clearly everyone here at the heart of the room has done just that. So it's wonderful to celebrate with you all. Thank you for joining us. I suppose we should get them in now as well, the actual Year 12s. So we'll introduce them. Gilly will introduce the 2024 Rawsonians, and they'll come in and they'll take a seat, and then I'll do the same for the street guys. Gilly.
Thank you. Year 12s for the Rawsonian. First, Chris Farthing. Wilson Lynn. Next to your guest, mate. Chris will be sitting with Mr. Fryer. Wilson Lynn. Mr. Sinclair. Alex Murdoch. Mr. Clifton Bly. Axel Robertson. Miss Fletcher. Veer Gore, Miss Sanders. Diego Lerma, Miss Zhang. And last but not least, Jed Smith with Miss Burgess. Welcome.
Okay, Street House lads. Lockie Anderson with Brother Bray. We've got Jules Baggett with Mr. Beverley. Sevi Dascarolas with Miss Cooper. Peter Samilis with Miss Neeson. Tommy Marchant with Mr. Staunton. Jackson Allen with Mr. DeBrincat. Sam Weir with Mr. Davis. Inigo McVinish with Dr. Hurst. Got Riley Keane with Mr. Pyle. And we got Lance Tovio. Lance invited Mr. Mick, who's unfortunately under weather, so he's going to be under Mr. Big Cat's wing as well at the end. Okay, So we have a little bit of a custom at this dinner for those who haven't been with us before to start a little bit of a game, just get things going, and so we're going to do that in the form of a game of heads or tails, and we can stay seating for this. Going to be a series of questions, and I'm just going to ask you to either put your hands on your head or just to leave them in your lap. Okay. So without further ado, let's get going. Or do you need to just marvel at some of those fine photos? Hopefully you've taken those all in. There might be an observation round in a bit, so hopefully you've clocked some familiar faces there. Okay, number one. So if he could be an animated character, who would be Garfield? Okay, who would be Garfield? If you think that'd be Lance, you can put your hands on your head. If you think that's Gory South Sydney, you can keep your hands in your lap. Okay, so hands on the head for Lance, hands in the lap for Mr. Gore. That is overwhelming in the number of people who've got that wrong. Okay, so that's a great way of. Luckily, I only had 2 questions, so that's a good way of cutting. That's a good way of cutting it all down. So that was in fact Lance. Started with a trick question. You all fell straight into it. Okay. So who's in? I saw a few hands. Yeah, still a few in. Okay, right. Number 2 for the people still in the game. Is that Jackson? Is that Jackson or is that Lockie? Okay, is that Jackson? Or is that Lockie? Okay, your 12s. You're not playing anymore. You can't play. Okay. Put your hands on your head if you think that's Jackson. Keep your hands in your lap if you think that is Lockie. Yeah, that's Lockie. So, is there actually anyone left in? Stand up if you're left in, please. There's definitely not many. That is pathetic. 2 questions, and we're down to 4 people. Okay. Yeah, that's Lockie. That's Jackson. That's just so you know the difference. No, all you people who got that one wrong. Okay. Who would have Leo play them in a film of their life? Would it be Sevi? You don't know. I might change the hands and the. You don't want to say it, yeah. Who would have Leo play them in a film of their life? Obviously, both very humble individuals. Is it Sevi, hands on head, or is it Alex, leave your hands by your side? Well, you've either won, Bev, or you've got to sit down. Yeah, sit down. Yeah, that was Sebasto. Okay, next one, another picture round. Jed or Chris? Hands on your head for Jed. That won't be the last rhyme of the evening. Hands on your head for Jed. Johan's hung it all out there. He's taken a risk. He's shown some courage. Levi's eating his hand. No, he's not sure. He's going to go with his gut instinct, which is always a strong instinct, and it's the right instinct. Yeah, that's Chris. Yeah, that's Jed. Yeah. So, moving on. Whose favourite song is "Take Me Home, Country Roads"? Okay, this is a battle now. It's a battle of the front row. It's a battle of the front row. Levi against JJ. Okay. Sammy Weir, the road to, obviously, the country road back to Kingscliff, or the country road to Mudgee? Which one are we taking? Are we taking the road to Kingy, hands on the head if that's weary, or the road to Mudgee? What are we going with, lads? JJ's gone for the road to Kingy. Levi's gone for Jules. He's got suckered in by the picture of the guitar. Yeah. That's Sammy Weir. So we have a winner. James Jackson, up you come. You never know how many to do, right? You never know how many to do. You always think you always think that you've just underestimated it. So let's just have a couple more anyway, just for fun. Who was already sleeping with his cricket bat as a baby? Just for fun now. Hands on your head if you think that's Tommy Marchant. Leave your hands in your lap if you think that's Keeney. Hands on the head for Tommy. Leave them where they are for Riles. Yeah, that's Keeney. Yeah, that's Keeney. That's Tommy. Yeah. Yeah, we'll just keep going, shall we? Probably Rawsonians know this, but year 12s would know this. Clumsy question, this one. Clumsy one. Who's got a habit of spilling his 2-minute noodles in his bed? Who's got a habit of spilling his 2-minute noodles? Who's clumsy with the 2-minute noodles? Is that Gory or is that Wilson? Hands on the head for Wilson. Yeah, that was none other than Mr. Gore. There he is. And there he is. Whose unusual talent is headstanding? Is that Axel or Inigo? Hands on the heads for Axel. Leave them where they are for Inigo. Yeah, that's Inigo. That's Inigo, that one. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. The next one might put us off our dinner. Actually, I think we'll hold it there. Just before we start our dinner, just a word in terms of how it's going to work. Our Year 11 lads who are moving into Year 12 will host in terms of going and getting the platters for the tables. So after we hear from Mr. Faraway, lads, if you can be upstanding and go into the kitchen and come back, serve the top tables first, and then you can serve your own tables. That's for the Year 11 guys. Just like to welcome up Reverend Faraway now.
Fear not, won't be long before we have food. This is just grace. Please bow your heads as I pray for us. We thank you, Father, as we sit to dine, that you give us community and food that's fine. As we sit to eat this farewell meal, we pray our broken world you'd heal. Keep safe from tempest, hardship and woe, those now departing, those soon to go. And Father, bless our boarding staff, who helps them grow and made them laugh. Make us in all things truly grateful, for we have much to make us thankful. Amen.
Hope everyone enjoyed their main. I think the heads and tails was the most. It was the quickest and the most efficient, and I think the serving of the food was the quickest and the most efficient that we've had as well. So well done to the Year 11 lads for getting around and being on the ball there. We're going to start with a few words of thanks, but Lockie's going to come up and just say a few words just to thank our catering team who look after us day in and day out. So Lock, over to you.
You all look very well fed, which is fantastic. Obviously, meals like tonight or any other night would not be possible without the catering staff, of course led by, everyone's here, yes, Miss Taylor and Miss Song. We get a brief kind of, as well as chefs Peter and Robbie, who obviously feeding this amount of people is no small task. However, I would like to make special thanks to one member of kitchen staff, which I'm sure you will agree with my sentiments on, of Claudio. Can we get Claudio out here for a second? For years, Claudio has catered to all our requests. He's known all of our names. I imagine you know the names of everyone in this room, which is absolutely impressive. I don't know half your names. But he is an absolutely amazing, he's a personal friend, he's a phenomenal man, and perhaps one of the cornerstones of this community. So please, for a moment, give it up for Claudio in all his greatness. Thank you. And I have actually got some flowers here for Claudio as well. So. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You don't have to. Thank you to everyone, to Mr. Taylor, to Miss Song, to Chefs Pete and Robin, to Claudia. That was awesome. Thank you so much. Well done, Locke. Thank you for those words that we just that I would just underline. Boarding communities, there are so many different arms to them, and obviously, feeding an adolescent army on a daily basis is central to our community, and Claudio's been an amazing stalwart. To the extent that we'll be doing a roll call. He'll come and tell us who's not here yet and who we need to chase up, and exactly. So he's a phenomenal human. We've got some other thank yous, just segueing into other people who just show unbelievable commitment and care day in and day out, long hours, who live on site and who just have the best interests of the boys at heart, and they go out of their way to make the boarding houses homes for the boys. So got Gilly up here to help me say some thank yous. We'll just, in terms of the resident staff, we'll just ask the Rawson MDs to come up. So can I have Miss Peterson to come and just grab a quick token of thanks. Miss Whitton, token of thanks as well, please, and Mr. Bevilacqua as well. Please come and grab a token of thanks. And look just over the way in Street, stalwart, the longest serving member of the boarding team for Mr. Smith, if you could join us. To the newest member of the boarding team too this year, Mr. Uncles. And the only person who manages to bridge both the junior school and the senior school, Miss Boniface. Also, actually like to call up Miss Hounslow, no longer living on site, sadly, but we couldn't let her go, out of the mentoring team, and just does a phenomenal job day in and day out with our Year 10 lads. So, Vix. We've got to say goodbye, actually, as well, this evening. And a special mention to Sister Olivia. She's been instrumental at the coalface of everything medical, and it's not been easy in recent times. And she leaves us at the end of this term to become the school nurse at St Vincent's. We're sad about that. We're very happy for Olivia. We're sad about that, but there's actually 2 Baines girls quite happy about that because they're actually at Vinnie's, or one will be soon. But no, Olivia, thank you. Sincere thanks for everything you have done, being, again, a central part of the community. See the boys day in and day out. We wish you the best of luck at your next adventure in Potts Point, and just please come and grab a small token of thanks. Finally from me for now, and then I'll hand over to Gilly, but finally, and look, without doubt, and most importantly, the biggest thank you to me is to Sarah. She's the backbone of the Baines family, ever positive and unheralded. She's central, obviously, in both the home and the community, whether that's baking mountains of birthday cupcakes for the boys, it's doing a Friday duty, or just being there for a hug, for a friendly word, always with a smile, and so I'd just like to give Sarah a small token as well. Okay, we're getting to some speeches now. I'm going to hand over to Gilly. He's going to speak out the Rawson Year 12s, and then Alex will come up and respond.
Thank you and welcome. My most favoured event of the year. And you'll probably soon realise why I go first. I thought it was because R became 4S, but you'll probably figure it out yourselves. But welcome anyway. To the head of school, Miss Marquette, the special guests, and those who received the golden ticket, congratulations. You're top of the pops for now, and if I were you, I'll get started on next year straight away. The boarding staff, boys, and the reasons we're gathering tonight is for the Rawson and Street Year 12 boarders, class of 2024. It's hard to believe that this time has come again, that we farewell our Year 12s. We're filled with a mixture of emotions, pride, nostalgia, excitement, and perhaps a touch of sadness. The journey we've shared in this boarding house has been filled with laughter, learning, and lasting friendships. When you first arrived here, the house was just a place, a building with walls, rooms, and rules. Very quickly it became a home where we shared meals, celebrated victories, and supported each other through challenges. From late night study sessions to early morning wake-up calls, you've faced it all with determination and resilience. We have watched you grow, not just academically, but as individuals. You've learnt to navigate the ups and downs of life away from home, to support one another in times of need, and to celebrate each other's successes. Last year, I referred to Malcolm Gladwell's book, The Outliers, and how rare it was for like-minded individuals with common interests to come together to live 24/7 under the one roof. For the class of 2024, we come from different places, backgrounds and cultures, each with unique stories and talents. David Epstein's book, Range, offers a contrasting perspective to Malcolm Gladwell's on individuals he refers to as generalists, those who draw a wider range of experiences and knowledge. Those who draw from a wider range of experiences and knowledge. It is your diversity that binds us together. Each of us arrived here with different histories, talents and dreams. Some excelled in academics, others in sport, arts or leadership. Some have faced challenges that have shaped their resilience, while others bring perspectives from cultures far from our own. These differences don't separate us, They make us better people and enrich our shared experiences, allowing us to learn from one another, to approach challenges from multiple angles, and to build deep, meaningful connections that make our community feel like a second family. I'd like to finish with some words of wisdom, but if I was to reflect on myself at this age, I'd probably be looking out the window right now waiting for a squirrel to run across the back rail. But nevertheless, I never had big dreams or major career aspirations. I'm still not sure what I want to do when I grow up. So I'm a big believer in passionate dedication to the pursuit of short-term goals. Be micro-ambitious. Put your head down and work with pride on what is in front of you. You never know where you might end up. Be willing to adapt, move in directions that you may not have expected, as the next shiny thing isn't always in front of you. It may be sitting there briefly out the corner of your eye. The next opening or opportunity will probably appear in your peripheral when you least expect it. Leaving this place is bittersweet. While you're excited about the adventures that wait, there's also a sense of nostalgia for the memories made within the house. Remember the laughter, the camaraderie, the quiet moments, and friendships formed. These memories will stay with you, shaping you, who you are, and the steps that you take in your next chapter of your life. In closing, I want to express my gratitude to the Year 12s for the role they played in modelling, ensuring that our house remains an inclusive and respectful place, welcoming people from all backgrounds and with various personal interests. Thank you. I'd like to call the boys up. When I call your name, boys, just come up and we've got a token here of our appreciation that we'll hand over to you. Firstly, Jed Smith. Jed joined us at the start of Year 11 from Nelson's Bay. I recall our conversations around the academics and how different it was from his previous school and the challenges he was facing at the time. We quickly learnt that he doesn't shy away from a challenge. He embraces the challenge with determination and has made the most of his opportunities here at Cranbrook, especially within Rawson House. His leadership soon became evident, earning him a role as House Prefect. Jed aspires to study at Sydney University, where he also plans to continue playing his rugby. Mate, we wish you all the very best. Thank you. Veer Gore. Veer joined us from UWC Singapore at the beginning of Term 3 in the middle of lockdown. I recall his first lessons were online in that curtain room there, I think with Diego. He's a large personality and quickly ingratiated himself into the boarding and wider school community. He too has made the most of the opportunities, almost achieving his goal of running on for the first 15. All the best for the exams, mate, and the future. Diego Lerma. Diego joined us from Manila International School at the beginning of Term 2, only to come out of one lockdown period and into another. He has applied himself in all aspects of the school, participating in service learning, music, Model UN, debating, tennis, where he played in the seconds. Diego has applied himself wholeheartedly to his IB diploma, and he hopes to follow in his brother's footsteps of studying in an Ivy League school in the US. Mate, we wish you all the very best as well. Axel Robinson, a true third culture kid. Axel spent his early years living in various parts of the world. He was attracted to Cranbrook based on what he'd heard about Mr. Gill and Rawson House. The opportunity to swim under coach Kenrick Monk. Axel has never taken a backward step from his goal of becoming an elite swimmer, and only this year narrowly missed out on being able to compete at the Olympic trials. Just being able to say that is impressive, mate. He is surely dedicated to his swimming, completing 11 sessions a week for the past 4 years, without fail. He's looking to study at Sydney Uni and continue pushing for that ultimate goal. He takes with us our best wishes, and hopefully one day, mate, we'll see you wearing the green and gold in the pool. Thank you. Next, Wilson Lynn, the King of Kensington. The first of our originals, joining me at the beginning of 2019 in Rawson. He is a quiet achiever, going about his business with a minimal fuss. He he has gone from a skinny young man to the beefcake we see today, having spent many hours in the gym over the last couple of years. I have a lot of respect for Wilson. I hope you've enjoyed, and I've enjoyed working with you, mate, and I wish you all the very best for the future. Chris, the Minecraft master father. Also an original, following in his brother Jamie's footsteps. Chris has an easygoing, can-do attitude sometimes. He may be happy to be leaving, but Chris, there is a small part of me that is sad for you to leave. Who else is going to challenge me with such reasonable, obvious excuses as to why something is a waste of time? Now, you will be missed. He's a whiz on the computer and is a rat up a drain pipe when it comes to rock climbing. I'm slightly jealous that he's returning to my Newcastle and planning on studying there as well. So all the best, mate. Thank you. And finally, House Captain Alex Murdoch, the only true country bumpkin, hailing from West Wyalong, about 5 hours due west. I've enjoyed working with Alex over the years. He slowly transitioned from a shy country kid into a fine leader of Rawson House. I've been impressed with his application towards his stay this year as he takes on the IB diploma. Mate, it's been a pleasure working with you, and I look forward to watching your future and being a part of that, and all the best, mate. 2 seconds, mate. Just relax a bit. Yeah, you're all right. I'd just like to finish with a few thank yous. I'm always astounded by the level of dedication that the boarding staff show. Always going above and beyond, not only for the boys, but also for each other. Nothing is ever an issue, and the saying, what is best for the boys, can never be a truer phrase with this team. They're outstanding. So to Mac, Joel, Christy and Zeb, who's kicking it in South Africa at the moment, Ben, Sophie, Ewan, Vix and Miss Baines, thanks for making the experience for the boys an enjoyable, unforgettable time, and one that they will forever be grateful for. Maybe not now, but they will. Maybe when they are bald-headed, bearded fat men, as my kids refer to me. To Ben and Christy, thank you for the work that you've put in for the past few years, corralling, guiding, nudging and shoving them to where we are today. Your efforts and dedication to the boys has been unwavering, and I'm truly thankful for your time, your persistence, and most importantly, your care and support. To Bainesy, we're always grateful that you're steering the ship. You challenge, support both boys and staff in a manner that enables them to grow, but also allows them to be themselves. So thanks, mate. Two more. I'll be done soon. To my biggest supporter, thank God I have a daughter. Someone who I know will look after me to the end. She won't be stealing the money out of my wallet or pushing me into a nursing home. And she's also got a birthday tomorrow. Frankster, come on up. And finally, I'd like to thank my ever-supportive, long-suffering wife, Sean. Thanks for your patience and support, the rolling of the eyes, the cursing under your breath, and that slightly aggressive hand gesture. I really do feel the love. Thank you. Now for the video, we'll have Alex. Alex, you've got to come up and say a few words, mate. Thank you.
Give me a second. Just put it there. Evening, parents, staff, boys.
Are you saying we're short? You can just take it out. Do you want to take it out?
I'll say
Then
that.
they won't get it.
Yeah,
you won't.
Just that. Evening, parents, staff, boys. 53 days. As of today, there is 53 days and I'm gone. My time in boarding is officially done. Although my time here sounds long, but believe me, those 6 years have flown by unbelievably fast. And not long from now, Year 7s will be in the same position I am. Through my boarding, I've certainly made lifelong friends and created memories that I'll carry with me forever. From the late night chats in dorms to the chaotic rush to breakfast each morning, and even Minnell's appalling chat, it's the little moments that have made what this place feel like a second home. I know it's cliche, every year 12 says it, but I can't stress enough how quickly time passes. It feels like yesterday I was in year 7 looking up to the year 12s, thinking they had it all figured out. Now standing here, I realise that it's less about having it all figured out and more about cherishing every experience along the way. So to the younger boys, take in every moment, the good, the funny, the stressful, laugh at Mr. Smith's wake-up calls, and Gilly reminiscing about his years before 22. Because one day, you'll miss even the parts you never thought you would. Boarding is not just about the place, it's about the people you're with, the friendships you forge, and the memories you make. It's our small environment that makes this place so special. With fewer boys than any other school, we've built a tight-knit community where everyone knows each other, and not just as fellow students, but almost as brothers. I will always remember what Jack Smith, former head of House Rawson, said, that it was, boarding is just a never-ending sleepover, and he's not wrong, except this one comes with early morning wake-ups, mandatory study sessions, and way too many fire drills. This closeness means we experience every high and low together. We know when someone is having a bad day, and we're always there to pick them up. Whether it's a laugh during prep, sharing stories at dinner, or just hanging out in the common room, it's in these small everyday moments that you realise boarding here isn't just about living together, and it's about forming good bonds that last a lifetime. I would like to take this opportunity to thank our staff, Mr. Gill, Mr. Baines, Mr. Smith, Miss Boniface, Mr. Bev, Mr. Ridden, Miss Peterson, Mr. Uncles, Miss Witten, Miss Hounslow, and a special thanks to Shauna and Sarah. I've eaten countless cupcakes and they've all been so good. Thank you so much. Each of you have made a long-lasting impact on our time here. From the constant support and guidance to the countless times you've gone above and beyond for us, you've truly shaped our boarding experience. Whether it was helping us with our studies or simply sharing a laugh after a long day, you've been more than just staff, you've been mentors and even like second parents. Thank you for your patience and your dedication in creating a home away from home for all of us. So to everyone, before you're standing up here wishing you did something, make the most of every moment. Get involved, take the chances and enjoy the ride. Because one day you'll look back on these times as not just a chapter of your school life, but as some of the best moments and unforgettable years of your life. Thank you very much.
That was great, Al. Well done, mate. That was awesome. Just got a little bit of a video for the Rossonians, and then after we've enjoyed that, we'll enjoy some dessert. So if the Year 11 lads could spring into action again at the conclusion of this, that would be great.
Closing time, open all the doors and let you out into the world. Closing time, turn all of the lights on over every boy and every girl. Closing time, one last call for alcohol, so finish your whiskey or beer. Closing time, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. I know who I want to take me home. I know who I want to take me home. I know who I want to take me home. Take me home. Closing time, time for you to go out to the places you will be from. Closing time, this room won't be open till your brothers or your sisters come. So gather up your jackets, move it to the exits. I hope you have found a friend. Closing time, every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. Yeah, I know who I want to take me home. I know who I want to take me home.
Thank you, Gilly, for those words. And also for the steering of the Rawson ship. The Admiral himself would be very pleased, but for the way that you look after the boys in such a down to earth, caring, humane way. The boys love it, and you're central in this community. So thank you very much, and also to Alex. That was a wonderful speech, Al. In terms of the thought and the care that went into that with regards to your time. And I know that those are sentiments that are shared by other guys as they leave too. So well done, mate. I'm going to move on to the Street House graduates of 2024. Right, Gory? Not Gory. And the Street House Knights of 2024 undoubtedly lived up to the ancient code of chivalry and stayed true to our boarding values of courage, care and community. Courage in moving away from home at a young age and standing on their own 2 feet. That's in year 7 for Jules and Peter. And then in turn for Lockie, Jackson, Tom, Lance, Sevi, Sam, Riley and Inigo. Courage in putting themselves out there on the sports fields, for example. The boys played for the first teams in all of cricket, rugby, AFL, rowing and athletics. That's highly impressive. Courage in pouring efforts into excellent creative works, from visual arts to ITT to DT to music. Courage in dealing with illness, injury, occasional heartache, and our year 8s. Care and community in helping to nurture and grow the boarding culture, standing up for what is fair and right and helping the younger boys grow and integrate. Care and community in giving their time for charitable initiatives and house spirit, for their work in house assemblies, sports reports, and masonry work when corridor sport goes somewhat awry. Care and community in forging strong moral compasses that will see them all go far. And hope that they have given to each other and those around them. Hope that they will take forward to the future. An honourable group that will go on to make positive contributions to the communities they choose to join. And hope also that their shower singing will improve. They are true knights and we wish them well. And now a few words for each in reverse order to when they came into the house. Inigo McVinish, aka the McFlurry, aka the Highlands Hurricane. Inigo can go well when he rows. Inigo can go through a window. Inigo can go hard at work, you know. Inigo can go through a TV as well, though. Inigo can go with flow on the snow. Inigo can go only with gluten-free dough. Inigo can go firm in the front row. Inigo can go loco and from hero to zero. Inigo, you brought colour and wit to our community. Thank you. Riley Keane, aka Keaney, aka the Condo Cannonball, aka Fuller. Keen by name, keen by nature, keen to compete, keen to bowl quick, keen to sledge quick, keen to run quick, keen to kick quick, to the left of the post, keen for a laugh, keen for a chat, keen for droppy of the week, keen to make the most of things, keen for any ball and sometimes through a wall, keen to care and keen for more hair. Riles, you have brought liveliness and authenticity to our community. Thank you. Sam Weir, aka Weary, aka the Kingy Kingpin. A Tweed exile. It took a while to get some smiles. From a low profile, he's added grace and style. In cricket and AFL, he beguiles. He is a missile. He can hit the ball miles, maybe further than Riles. He's had to reconcile with the Year 8 juveniles, regretted deviating from his Lego hairstyle, and in romance, his tears were not crocodile. Weary, you've brought consistency and common sense to our community. Thank you. Lancelot Tovio Jr., aka Sir Lancelot, aka Toves, aka Lance. With a position next to King Arthur, his kindness is his armour. From the west to the harbour, the Angelina Charmer. A Rabbitoh's charger, no one runs harder. His frame has got larger, his work has got smarter, his photos sharper. He fancies himself as a barber. We will all miss his departure and soft-spoken ardour. Lance, you brought honour and integrity to our community. Thank you. Sevasto Dascarolis, aka Daska, aka the Green Machine. A Canberra convert, he still loves the horrible green shirt, but to Bondi and the East did desert. From a car window did blurt dirt, but I know he won't revert, and is a friend to all, I must assert. He loves a shower concert, and while his head has been hurt, he remains alert and from his studies does not divert. Sev, you've brought respect and camaraderie to our community. Thank you. Tom Marchant, aka Marchie, aka the good sport from Port. Although rather short, this number 9 will always do as one ought. Arriving as COVID was fought, every opportunity has been sought. With gloves, every catch and premiership caught. As skipper he taught and gave things great thought no oppo could thwart. The Ascombe girls think he's a sort, and he would never rort. Tommy, he brought courtesy and kindness to our community. Thank you. Lachlan Anderson, aka Locks from the Rocks, joined us from the Scots Jocks. Morning cup of tea on the dot of 7 o'clock. His F1 cars are quick off the blocks. His Grim Reaper art can sometimes shock but cannot be knocked. And with colourful shirts and luscious locks, he's guarded his flock with conversations ad hoc and compassion and empathy always in stock. Lockie, you've brought tenderness and thoughtfulness to our community. Thank you. Jackson Allen, aka Jacko, aka the Jewel of Junee. In his Roosters stash and outfits he thinks a flash, this guy can dash. Originally brash with decisions that could be rash, he's become grounded and unabashed. Leading the white jersey with a crash, smash and quicksilver splash, he then heads to Coogee for alternative lash. And let's not forget the terrible Tash. Jacko, you brought honesty and good humour to our community. Thank you. Peter Samilas, aka Pedro, aka Pete the Greek. To backtrack it, he's an OG, so we know that he can hack it. In VA, he's in the top bracket, and while at times he or his shirt has slacked it, never one to push back it. He lately has cracked it and with industry attacked it, even if Discord can sometimes sidetrack it. With his trusty racket, he can whack it in that 6-year puffer jacket. He will quietly unpack it and then like a ninja sack it. Pete, you have brought calmness and loyalty to our community. Thank you. Julian Baggett, aka Jules, aka the Marvel of Mudgee, aka the Baguette. You see, this is the thing. The guy can sing and strum strings like a king. He loves mountain biking, with the ball he can swing, now in the front row he can sting. There's no bling, during house meetings encouragement he brings. His studying is unstinting, but all eclipsing is his character upstanding, even though, as Grandpa, his body is aging. Jules, you've brought courage and care to our community. Thank you. And now has been tradition, a little musical review of these young men as well, and before Jules comes up, and a little reminder that this is fun, and tonight we are young.
Give me a second, I need to get my story straight. My friends are in the bathroom getting high.
Give me a second, I need to get my story straight. The lads of 2024 are leaving through the big road case. My memories, they are waiting for me just across the bar. My seat's been taken by some graduates asking about a scar, and I know we all have them from years ago. I know we're trying to forget, but between the drinks and subtle things, the hugs and the apologies, you know, I'm trying hard to take it back. So if by the time the bar closes and you feel like falling down, I'll carry you home tonight. We are young, so let's set the world on fire. We can burn brighter than the sun. Tonight, we are young, so let's set the world on fire. We can burn brighter than the sun. Now I know that we're not all that you've got. I just thought maybe we could find new ways to build up, and our friends are back. So let's raise a toast, 'cause I found someone to carry me home tonight. We are young, so let's set the world on fire. We can burn brighter than the sun. Tonight, we are young, so let's set the world on fire. We can burn brighter than the sun.
Carry me home tonight. Just carry me home tonight. Carry me home tonight. Just carry me home tonight.
The mud's are on our side. We have no reason to run. So will someone come and carry us home tonight? The angels never ride, but I can hear them whine. So will someone come and carry me home
Tonight, we are young, so let's set the world on fire. We can burn brighter than the sun. Tonight, we are young, so let's set the world on fire. We can burn brighter than the sun.
So if by the time the bar closes and you feel like falling down, I'll carry you home tonight. special thanks to B there for completely carrying that song. So thank you, Bumble. That was the first father-daughter duet. So I appreciate your help there in getting me through that. And now I'm going to hand over to Jules, who's going to come and say a few words for the Street House lads. Jules.
Evening everyone, and welcome to all staff who've joined us. You've all made an individual and significant impact on us Year 12, so thank you. It's quite surreal to be speaking up here this evening, as I've witnessed past 5 head of houses speak over the years, never fully fathoming that I will have to follow them. Thinking about going back to 2019 when we were in Year 7, Cranbrook was still very much the same internal identity it is now, ingrained by Esaquam Badiri to be rather than seem to be, even though it may have had a different external identity prior to the redevelopment of Vickers. But day one in Street, there were only 4 of us, myself, Peter Sumalis, 2-term member Anthony Tauzik, and finally James Perry-Oakton. As the years have progressed, new members have joined us, bringing their own individuality, which has strengthened the bond between all members in Street. Before I began high school, I was able to tour a few other boarding schools in Sydney and get a feel for whether they interested me. I think I toured Cranbrook last, as it was the school that I had the least interest in. Although after touring a few other schools, mainly GPS ones, I toured Cranbrook and my opinion was changed. It was the diverse opportunities, whether co-curricular or academic, that Cranbrook offered to all students compared to other schools I had toured that caught my attention. The view was also pretty impressive, which was a bonus. But the small, tight-knit community of the boarding house, where everyone was treated equally and where no one was lost as a number in a crowd, stood out. I'm extremely grateful for the support I've received in music, sports, and academically since Year 7, and it always makes my day when I manage to win the lottery and get a smile back from Gracie. Music has been a major part of my journey through Cranbrook, and I'm genuinely sorry to all the street boys who have had to deal with my guitar playing over the years. I hope that the practice pays off in my music marks. Within Street, we are all blessed to have equal support day in and day out, and night in and night out from our resident tutors. These members include the compassionate and empathetic Miss Boniface, who always checks in with us to see how we're going, no matter how her day has gone, which I know we are all grateful for. I've just lost where I was, sorry. And then Mr. Uncles, I'm pretty sure, yeah, sorry, we're back here. Mr. Uncles, who although only joined us this year and could be mistaken for being another Year 12 student, has quickly become a mate to all of us in Year 12, offering his laid-back and intelligent personality and pastoral advice to us all. And Mr. Smith, our mentor, alongside Miss Whitten, has been vital in our thus far success in the HSC with his rigorous and sometimes painful mental periods. Not to forget to also mention his crippling morning wake-ups that have most street boys wound up and momentarily cursing under their breath before school. Mr. Baines is the man. He is the man who keeps the boarding house functioning and allowing us to succeed. He is the man to go to at any time with his wise knowledge and his ability to deal exceptionally well with all our complaints and fluctuating emotions, which is an achievement in itself. Sarah has been a member of the boarding community who always makes sure to build meaningful connections with all boys, offering her caring approach while balancing the franticness of 4 other children of her own. Although Sarah doesn't have to be involved with the boarding community, her outreaching and positive demeanour is something we are all grateful for. I'd also like to mention Miss Burgess, who only spent a short time with us as our first mentor in Year 7, but aided our transition into senior school life immensely. Miss Hounslow was our most significant mentor in the junior years. The current Year 10 boys are extremely lucky to be mentored by Miss, who will always prioritise our well-being over any other task that pops up during her day, and she was key to instilling in us organisation as well as the importance of enjoying school, which seems to be the case when us Year 12 see the Year 10 boys just playing cricket most mental periods. To all boarding staff, thank you for your continually positive impact on all of us Year 12s through our Cranbrook journey, and hopefully we haven't been too much of a pain. In 2022, we were in Year 8, and we were fortunate enough to have Lockie Anderson join Peter and myself prior to his long hair offering his cruisy and caring approach to life. He's for sure become a great friend to many of the boys in not just Year 12, but across all years and both houses. I wish you the best of luck with your future endeavours, Lockie, after school. In Year 9, we had June local and Roosters prodigy Jackson Allen join Street, bringing his light-hearted humour, hard-working mentality and outgoing personality. He's truly contributed significantly to the boarding house, utilising his hair-cutting skills in the bathrooms to make sure the boys in Street have the best cuts going round. Not only have you proved your worth on the footy field, Jackson, by scoring a full field try on your first ever touch for the first 15 in Year 10, Friday Night Lights, but you've also developed your natural ability to lead and inspire, which I believe you will continue to take throughout life into the future to allow you to succeed in whatever direction you take. In 2021, we also had Canberra resident Sevi Dascarolis join, bringing his love for tennis, soccer and skiing. Sevi has since become one of Street's most valued members due to his quick-minded humour and inclusive personality. I had the pleasure of playing rugby with him last year, in which his first game he started in the 7th and quickly proved the coaches wrong with his pace and aggressive defence, instantly allowing him to move his way up through the opens teams. At the end of the season, I clearly remember him writing on a scrap piece of paper and putting up on his wall, "I will play first 15 rugby in 2024. And throughout the pre-season, he truly displayed what hard work can achieve, getting his first 15 selection in the final game against Allos, inspiring not only myself on the footy field, but many others too. I look forward to seeing what you achieve after school, Sevi, and I hope that your time at Cranbrook has been worth the move away from the capital. After our COVID-19 isolation, the boy from Port Macquarie, Tom Marchand, joined the community, bringing his infectious laughter, multi-sport talents, and love for the Sydney Roosters, as well as the Bondi area, specifically Beach Road. Being a member of the first 11 cricket team for the past 3 premiership winning years, while captaining this year, as well as being an important and versatile member of the first 15 rugby team this season, has only been the very surface of what you have achieved at Cranbrook. While balancing sport, you have delved into your studies, making the most of the opportunities on offer, and have been embedded as a key member and leader of the boarding community for all year groups. I hope that you enjoy your gap year next year in England, and I look forward to playing cricket in the future once you're back in Australia. Moving into Year 10, Riley Kane and Samuel Weir joined us. Weary, the little boy from Kingscliff on the Queensland border, has brought his love for building culture in the house through cricket, AFL and chicken. He has excelled in cricket at Cranbrook with many centuries and 5 or more wicket hauls displayed up on the honours board in the rotunda. Sam, you have been a great member within the boarding community and the Year 12 group, and I'm sure that you will continue to pave a possible career in sport and excel in cutting some grass on the golf course next year. Best of luck in the future. Moving on to Riley. Where do I start? Keeney and I first met in 2018 at some cricket trials in Dubbo when we were in Year 6. We both were selected as the fast bowlers for the Western Region PWSA cricket team to play at the New South Wales School Carnival, and Keeney was back then and still is every batsman's worst nightmare. I clearly remember him getting extremely fired up every time the batter would get a boundary off him, winding him up with the following ball usually being another 10 to 15 kilometres quicker. This was always followed by his direct and precise control of language and rich breadth of vocabulary, which we all know him for. Some examples of send-offs is just the point to the sheds, go, you cat, or can't hit that one, can you dickhead? I actually never saw Keeney again until he was getting a tour around the campus in 2022. I would have not thought that we would cross paths again, and I was glad to know once he started that his rare personality was unchanged when he said to Miss Boniface in the first week, "I'm taking the piss, bros." If I was to sum up Keeney, I would say that the country music star Morgan Wallen is correct in saying Folks know I'm country. Folks know I'm country when they hear the way I talk. I would also say that he's a vital member to have on any sporting team due to his sheer athleticism, and not to forget to mention his love for some special person's initials and the sci-fi movie E.T., and he said now his love for DT. Riley has had a significant impact here at Cranbrook across all years, with me randomly all the time during the day hearing a bunch of his 7-day boys saying, "Doing fella," and "How are ya?" and "What boy?" Keeney's hyper-energetic way of life is sure to be missed in the boarding community, and I look forward to seeing him achieve great things in the future. In Year 11, Inigo McVinish joined us, as well as repeater Lance Tovio from the year above. To Mr. Smith's surprise, Inigo, much like Gory, have successfully just about made it to the end of Year 12 without being shown the door. He has, although contrary to belief, been an extremely hard-working and academic member of the boarding community, and I've shared some of the most memorable sporting moments this winter season with him in Cranbrook's most successful rugby team, the 4th 15, under the one and only Dr. Hurst. When Inigo's not playing footy, studying, smiling intently, sending random full cohort emails, or going out with his mates, you may also find him at a residency in Willara just off Ocean Road. And besides only borrowing and wearing clothes from the unnamed pile, I'm sure that he will manage to survive once finished school. Lance had already been cemented as a great member of the boarding community prior to deciding to repeat Year 11 as an repeat in Year 11. As an up-and-coming rugby league prospect at the Rabbitohs, Lance has also shown his skills in union by being rewarded with his selection in one of the New South Wales schoolboys teams last holidays. Within boarding, he's found love on Omegle, and when he's not falling asleep on the phone to Angelina, he has been an encouraging individual to all years, and I'm sure that he will continue to succeed after school in whatever it is. Lastly, Peter is the only other member in Street, other than me, that is an OG. Although a quietly spoken individual, he's been able to express his creativity through his visual arts major work, and within boarding he's made sure to be present and involved in internal and external house activities, which will hold him in good stead going forward. I believe that the inclusiveness and encouraging culture of the boarding community is key to its successful functioning. I'm for sure going to miss memorable moments like beating Rawson every year in the Borders of Origin touch, and also singing in the showers to country and pop's greatest musicians at night. It's quite amazing how all of us Year 12s have managed to not cause too much physical damage to each other in friendly fights, but instead it's only been at the slight expense of a few rather large holes in Street's house walls. I hope that all of you boys in the younger years also have, or will when the time comes to reflect, have the same perspective on Cranbrook and boarding as all of us Year 12s all have. The opportunities that are on offer here are found nowhere else, no matter what interests you, and the ability to also form lifelong friendships through memorable moments like winning the CS Cricket Premiership with the boys you live with has been one of the most profound and grateful experiences to have had, that we will continue to talk about and relive for many years to come. Finally, to the Year 12 boys, thank you for making the boarding community what it is through your leadership, support and honour. And humour, and honour. And I hope we all enjoy this final week as much as possible while finishing strong with the HSC in a few weeks' time. Looking forward to seeing what the future has in store for us all. Cheers.
How's that mic doing, Jules? Well done, Jules. And we're going to just wrap up this evening with hearing from the Year 12 mentors. You've heard about them, and now we're going to hear from them. And I think Year 12 mentoring is a different kind of mentoring, and there's still obviously crucial work to be done. There are HSC and DP programs to navigate, there are life lessons to impart, there's tertiary education guidance, Modern Man Mondays, workshops to plan, all of that while dealing with Vera and Inigo making animal noises. So it's no mean feat to guide a large group through that final year in particular. We're really lucky that Mr. Smith and Ms. Whitton have done just that, done an awesome job in terms of both keeping guys accountable, but also relaxing when needed. And so they're going to finish off with an ode to Year 12.
In this place where bonds have grown, among house corridors you've called your own, you've built your world through joy and strife, shared laughs, fixed things and shaped your life.
Julian from Mudgee, a leader so bright, street house captain with future in sight, mad cricketer, guitar in hand, head of music, a legend of rock band. For 6 years straight, his school photo the same, that calm expression, enduring fame. Jackson, who once broke a wall in fun, footy captain, a chook on the run. Always so busy, he's hardly got any time. Tonight there's no excuse, he's here to shine.
Riley from Condo, a fuller jokester true. Also broke a wall but managed to pull through. Swore off social media, or so we thought. Recently seen him on the gram, he's been caught. Sam from Kingscliff, laid back shore, chilled as ever, wanting nothing more. A love for cricket, captained AFL2, with calm and grace, he's kept himself true. Sevi from the capital, a Raiders fan, quiet and composed, never one to boast or to pose. Mature beyond his youthful years, once found cheering from a car window along with his peers.
Tom from Port Macquarie Sands, Cranbrook's cricket captain, success through steady hands. Led the team to 4-win streak, kept his head down, has never missed a beat. Inigo, the lively spirit we all know. Broke a TV once, but used the occasion to grow. Always the energy and mentor times flow. His academic soared, though his room tells a different show. Peter, since year 7, always quiet and kind, a creative soul with a sharp and brilliant mind. A tennis ace and Picasso in the making, his VA major work was truly breathtaking.
Lance, fierce with Rabbitoh's pride, a future in football, his star will glide. Gentle and caring, a friend to each peer, a wonderful role model, that much is clear. Alex, with Emmy always near, broke his toes in a game without fear. Head of Rawson House, though breakfast he always missed. Still led with courage, his spirit never eclipsed.
Wilson, mentor group's gym bro, strong and sleek, a broken window in his playful streak. Protein shakes and coconut water in tow, building strength and muscle to grow. Axel, who swims under the rising and setting sun, the pool his kingdom, where races are won. Olympic dreams shining in his sights, he'll rest when he reaches amazing new heights.
From Singapore came Veer, in mentor time, shine loud. A self-titled funny man, loves being part of the crowd. Boisterous and lively, owning mistakes, are helpful to the juniors for everyone's sake. Jed, fiercely independent, strong and true, stubborn as an ox, yet wisdom shines through. In just 1 year he earned prefect's crown, with maturity rare he held it down.
Lachlan, with fairy lights aglow, a brilliant sketcher whose talents show. Off to Edinburgh, Scotland soon, time to fly and leave the comfort of his cocoon. Chris, the IT wizard of the crew, fixes computers like no one else can do. Already at uni, a future in cybersecurity in his veins, he'll shape the future alongside other brilliant brains.
Diego, debater extraordinaire, master of co-curriculars everywhere. Never signed out, but always around. Hard at work, though his phone is never found. Calls from his parents, they come and they go. But if you expect an answer, then you're out of luck, you know.
From each of you, unique stories arise, moments of laughter, strength and surprise. Like who could forget that fateful Year 11 night when our now boarding graduates sang "The Lion Sleeps Tonight." A performance so bad it still makes us grin, but it's moments like these where true bonds make kin. As exams approach the final test, may you face them with your very best. You've broken things and fixed them too. Now let your futures carry you through.
Step forward now with courage and grace.
Embrace the world with a steady pace.
We wish you well in what's to come.
New journeys, new dreams, and victories won. Congratulations, U12.
Well, thank you, Mr. Smith. Thank you, Ms. Whitton. And for adding again just a little bit more colour to our Year 12 graduates. Gents, we wish you all the best. We're luckier in boarding because you have the opportunity, and we all have the opportunity for seeing you and working with you and living with you for a little bit longer next term. That's if you get things right this week, or we don't, and you find somewhere else to stay, locally. So you've been warned there in a very public space about your behaviour. So you can eyeball each other, and we'll see what you really think about the community as to your actions over the coming week. But we hope you have an awesome final week of term 3. It comes with a whole range of emotions, and different things might hit you at different times. Some of you will be thinking that you're ready to leave, and then it will come to it, and you'll have some of the different feelings which you've heard tonight, and all about the different bonds that you've met, and you'll reminisce, and hopefully you'll look back on your days with real fondness. Hopefully you'll be working super hard as well over the coming weeks to do yourselves justice and fulfil your potential there. To all the members of staff who've joined us at an incredibly busy time of term, thank you. Hopefully you've enjoyed your evening. Wish you all the best for the coming few days, and then a very well deserved rest. And to all the boys, well done for your efforts over the course of term 3. We are always very proud of the way you go about things in terms of standing on your own 2 feet and growing every day. So have a well-earned rest when that comes as well, but stay the course, finish well this term, and have a good break when it comes. Could I just ask the Year 11 lads to stay behind? You've done a fantastic job, lads. You're just going to finish off with regards to helping out in this room. Otherwise, good night. Take care. Cheers.